What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. I'm repping my Finland jersey for the World Cup. Parker's got his Germany jersey. We are ready to discuss with you our World Cup predictions. Parker, are you ready?
Let's get into it.
Wonderful. All right, let's start off with the host country to go the furthest.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to pick the United States. I do think that if we get out of the group, I think that we have a really good shot of making it to the round of 16. And I don't know how much further we would go. I don't really see Canada or Mexico going much further. So I'm gonna say the US will go the farthest.
I kind of feel the same way about that, but I'm concerned at how invested Pochettino is in the squad. I think he does have something to prove. I feel like he's kind of thinking about the next move, but I do think that this United States team has a lot of youth and energy. I think if they get a result the first game, get the crowd behind them, then something can totally happen. So I'm gonna go with the USA as well. Not biased either. Don't, don't know enough about this Mexican side to make a proper judgment about them, but that's going to be my prediction. USA to go the furthest. Flop. Who do we think is going to flop? Um, Expectations to get the best of the team.
I've been going back and forth on this one. And it's between two juggernauts, two historical juggernauts. Brazil or Argentina, I think will flop. If you look back over the past few World Cup cycles, one of the big boys has always struggled. Spain have been knocked out? Well, rewind. 2010, France blow up with their squad and they have the whole big fight, get grouped. Spain, 2014, get grouped after being world champions. Germany grouped in 2018. So I'm gonna say Argentina. I think they fall way too early.
Okay. I sort of feel the same way, but I'm going to say Argentina as well. I do think they still have that same squad from 4 years ago, and obviously Messi's way older. I don't think you can rely on him for the entire tournament. Plus, the tournament's going to be longer, more games. Messi's not going to be able to last that long. Okay, so either they, are really wise in how they use Messi, like maybe not even use him for the last two group games if they can get a result in the first one, and then just wait until to use them for the quarterfinals and so on. But I do kind of feel like the games that they played leading up to the World Cup were not very challenging. Okay, so I don't think they're really battle tested. They haven't been battle tested in a while. Could they get slapped in the face like they did the first game against Saudi Arabia in the 2022 World Cup? It could happen. It could totally happen. But I do like the look of their squad on paper, but I don't know, man. Algeria's a sleeper, right? In that first matchup. So yeah, we're we're agreeing again. Argentina. Now let's do our Cinderella team. Let's hear your Cinderella team.
Well, you probably know where I'm going with this, but I'm going with Ecuador. One of the best defenses in the entire world. Only conceded 5 goals in 18 games in World Cup qualifying, as I stated in our previous video. Um, I think that the attack does lack a little bit, but I think they are stout enough to play like Arsenal or Stoke City and just scrap goals. Maybe take a few teams into extra time um, in the knockout rounds. I could see Ecuador making a little run. Not sure how far, but say round of 16, quarterfinals, somewhere in there.
Ooh, that's difficult. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I agree with Ecuador. I've got a few teams that I kind of like. Ecuador, by the way, is the youngest team in the World Cup. That could go either way. I do think that they're going to have the youth and energy to, consistently, you know, put forth 100% of effort and recover quickly. So I do like that pick a lot. Oh, geez. I would say Ecuador is one of mine, but I can't agree with you again. I really like the way Ivory Coast is playing right now.
Hmm.
I mean, they just beat France in World Cup friendly. They've got a really talented attack. Uh, I mean, they've got Diamande, who's an up and coming star. I think Ecuador and Ivory Coast. I actually made a futures bet today. Actually, I had Ecuador coming first in the group and um, Ivory Coast coming second.
Hmm.
So you know what? I might want to change my flop to Germany, but I think Germany and Argentina both flop this tournament.
Wow.
Um, so I'm adding that into the last section. Germany, Argentina, I both think are going to flop. Um, Germany's team doesn't look that good. Okay, on paper, they just really don't look like
They
anything special.
they have a lot of question marks. And what are they going to start Manuel Neuer once he's back fit? 41-year-old goalkeeper. I know he's doing well for Bayern, but I have questions about the
Yeah,
midfield, about the defense. There's too many questions.
yeah, I totally agree. And so yeah, Ivory Coast have a really good attack. Ecuador versus Ivory Coast is going to be attack versus defense. I think Ecuador is a little bit more balanced. So I do think that game ends in a draw, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I like Ivory Coast. I think they could be a Cinderella team for sure.
So both of our Cinderellas come out of the same group. What are the odds?
Yeah, and Ivory Coast is is a pretty young team as well. They're a little bit older than um, Ecuador, but hey, if you're gonna pick a team that could surprise people, pick the young, energized, exciting teams, I guess. So that's our Cinderella. Next up, Dark Horse Parker. A lot of people don't understand the difference between a dark horse and a Cinderella team. A dark, yeah, you want to explain it?
Sure. So I sort of am drawing from the American March Madness a little bit with the Cinderella aspect. The difference is a dark horse to me is a team that's just not favored to win the World Cup, but is a quote unquote dark horse to actually win the World Cup. Versus a Cinderella, they're just making a magical run, if you will. So, that being said, my dark horse, and I'm sort of tailing the German economist who I'm sure many people have already seen. He's predicted the last three World Cup champions correctly. This year, he's predicted the Netherlands to win it all. So I will say my dark horse are the Dutch.
I really like that. I don't. Do I believe in Ronald Koeman as a manager to do that?
Different
No,
story.
but dude, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's yeah, that'd be really interesting. That's definitely a team that's flying under the radar. I'm gonna go with. Hmm, this is tough. I mean, yeah, Netherlands is really a solid team. I don't really know who to pick. I guess does England count? Are they a dark horse? Probably not.
I would say no. Okay, let's clarify this even more. A dark horse has to be a team that has not won the World Cup before.
Hmm.
So that takes out Argentina, France, Spain, England, Brazil,
Portugal?
and Germany. So yes, you could say Portugal.
I think it has to be Portugal then.
Yeah.
I think they have the best midfield trio in the World Cup. I mean, it can't really get better than Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes, right?
Yeah, I
It's
mean
pretty
that's
tough.
got to be one of the best midfields in the world.
Yeah. So I would say Portugal. This. I think a lot of people think that this could be their year. Um, I don't want it to be that obvious though. If a lot of people are picking Portugal, it makes me skeptical, you know? So I don't know. They could be a flop as well. They just got to figure out how to incorporate Ronaldo or whether to not incorporate him. Honestly, I think it's best that they just leave him out until and just make him a super sub. That's my opinion. But I don't know if they're going to do that. But I still think they're definitely a dark horse team that could end up winning the World Cup for the first time.
It's a great answer.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to our champion. Who do you think is going to be the World Cup champion?
Mm. I picked Portugal in every bracket, and I think part of it is just my love for Ronaldo. Um, however, I'm gonna go Spain. Gonna go Spain. I think that if there's a big asterisk next to this one, if Yamal and Nico Williams stay fit and play throughout the tournament, I think that they are one of the best teams and will be really, really difficult to stop.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I agree with that. Actually, Spain, I think they are probably them and France are the most probably the best depth in the entire tournament. And I think the way that Spain plays, I think they don't rely as much on pace and power like France do. They're going to move the ball, probably conserve a lot of energy throughout the tournament. Yeah, I think it sets up nicely for Spain. They haven't won since 2010. And if Lamine Yamal, if they can get healthy, if they can, honestly, I wouldn't play them until the quarterfinals, or not the quarterfinals. Sorry, the uh, the knockout.
Yeah,
Maybe wait until to play them for the knockout rounds. Because I think Spain can take care of their group stage without those two. Maybe play them for the Uruguay game if yeah if it's going to come down to
that's
that.
that's going to be physical. You already know
Yeah,
Uruguay's going to be
that's
fouling the heck out of Spain.
yeah, that is tough. Maybe they don't need him for that game. If their manager is that confident, they don't need him. Then yeah, just leave him off. If Oyarzabal can carry the team enough, yeah, just leave him off. Which that actually leads us into our props, our players. Golden Boot. Who do you think is going to win?
I've been going back and forth between Kane and Mbappe. Um, I'm going to go Mbappe. Nope, no, I'm not. I'm going Kane. Harry Kane. He's had a record year. He tied Ronaldo's best ever season. He stays hot, picks up a few goals. I'm going to say he finishes at. I'm going to say he wins the Golden Boot with 8 goals.
It's a pretty low number, I think, right? For that
Mm,
many games.
I feel like the World Cup Golden Boot winners in the past have been around 7. The record for a single tournament is 14. I don't think we
That's pretty.
I
Yeah, yeah.
don't think we get there, but
Okay, I don't mind that. I'm gonna go with actually the guy that I just said, Oyarzabal, Spain's striker.
mm,
Not many people know about him still. He's such an underrated player. People like just don't. They only know the big names of Mbappe, Kane, Messi, Ronaldo, Dembele. They all know about those guys, but I think Oyarzabal is a great shout. All he's got to do is score a hat trick against
Cape Verde.
Saudi Arabia, yeah, Cape Verde, and then he's ready to go. So, yeah, that's my golden boot. Next up, we're going to talk about the golden ball. Who is your golden ball?
Oh, Golden Ball winner, usually on the winning team. So I'm going to give this award to Pedri. I think he has a
Pedri.
fantastic tournament. Hurts me to say that as a Real Madrid fan, but yeah, I think he pulls the strings, bags a few assists, maybe a goal or two, and really cements himself as one of the best midfielders in the world at this tournament.
Pedri. It's a great shout. It's a really good shout. Geez. Okay. I'm actually gonna go with golden ball. I kind of like. Oh my gosh. Golden ball. Yeah, golden ball is just like the player of the tournament, right?
Yeah, yeah, your MVP, if you will.
Dude, I might go with someone on England. I think England might make it to the World Cup final.
All right, hot take.
I might go with. I might go with. Holy cow! I might go with Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, Golden Ball.
I might
Wow.
go with Declan Rice, and I hate to say that. As a Liverpool fan, I hate to say that.
I
I
can't
think
wait to
either
look
Declan
back on
Rice.
that.
I think an English midfielder could win Golden Ball. Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. I think one of those guys could win Golden Ball. That's insane. I can't believe I just said that. But all right, let's move on to our last segment, which is player to watch in this tournament.
Player to watch. There's a few that come to mind, honestly. Kendry Paez, I think he's really struggled since he made that move to Chelsea. He's been on loan at River Plate this past year. Really struggling to get minutes, but he's a key player for Ecuador. I could see him really having um, an impactful tournament, but that's not my answer. I'm gonna go with Kenan Yildiz of Turkey. I think he has his breakout tournament and is the next, $100 million player.
Wow, Yildiz. He is class.
He is class,
He is
and
really
he's
nice.
still super young.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I'm gonna go with a guy that's. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of old. He's older, but I think he could be a breakout star in the World Cup. Colombian striker Luis Javier Suarez,
Mm.
striker for Sporting Lisbon. His statistics leading into the World Cup look really strong. He's like in the top. I know he's in the top 10. I don't know if he's in the top five. He's in like. I know he's in the top 10 for goals leading up to the World Cup. Goals and like combined goals and assists per game. And he's surrounded by some really special, talented, experienced Colombian attackers: James Rodriguez, Luis Diaz. I don't know about John Arias, but um, yeah, he could bear the fruit of all that creativity for Colombia and rack up some goals this tournament. Luis Javier Suarez is my player to watch.
All right, I like that.
All right, guys. Yeah, you like that? I love that. He's on my fantasy team. I'm excited for that. Come on, vamos. Um, all right, guys. That's all we got in this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out our other World Cup video where we Parker and I combined to predict the entire World Cup and so on. So appreciate the watch. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we will see you guys next video. Enjoy this special tournament. Parker, adios.
Adios.
Come on.